Freddie Kissoon show. Bring it!
Let me ask you this question. I would like to ask the AG to propose legislation for what we call small claims court. There are lots of poor people, to an example you just gave, that they have issues with others and sometimes with large firms, but the lawyer fee is greater than the fee you're claiming.
It is their
right.
Unlike the right that someone has, all of our rights exist in context.
What's the context of a second medical opinion?
Because you're disrespecting the process.
No.
Jesus, this is common sense, man.
Any situation which you seem to do, you're just dealing with Afro-Guyanese issues. If one, you can't bring and pull the leaders of the African community together, you're failing. And if two, you can't put forward a future, a blueprint, and a plan for African Guyanese, you're failing as well.
Welcome to the Freddie Kissoon show. Bring it!
Let me ask you this question. I would like to ask.
You on?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Good evening. Welcome to the Freddie Kissoon show. This is the call-in edition. Thanks for being with us. We go until 10, and please use the phone and call us and talk about anything that's on your mind. Praise, condemnation, complaints, revelations, whatever you want to. Just keep it short and do not libel anybody or say unpleasant things. But of course, you got the fools who will do that. Let me start out with showing you this. I'll bring it up so you can read it. That's a patriotic t-shirt. I wore it last week. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has given me 10 to share out. The size is large, but it's not really large in the Guyanese context. The large is kind of between medium. And so if you're looking for a medium, you have to take the large. If you're looking for a large, you have to take extra large. So I have 7 of these in a bag here, and I'd like to give away the 7. So please call me at my number 614-5927. I'm going to repeat it 3 times. I got my phone with me here. 614-5927. 614-5927. Call me and make arrangements to pick up one. If you're around this area, you're passing this area, we go until 10 o'clock. Just stop by the studio, call me, tell me you're outside, and the operator will give it to you. I'm only giving one person one. It's just 7, so there's no point collecting 3 of them or 4 of them. As the program go on, I will make further announcement about it. The patriotic Venezuelan t-shirt for you to wear. I got 7 of them, and please call and collect 1 each. 614-5927. That's my number. Leonard Craig number is on the screen. 673-3681. While Craig is talking, if you call me, I will just go under the table and take the call once it's about the t-shirt. Or you can text me and say you're outside there and collect the t-shirt. Good. That's my preliminary introductory remarks. I don't know. I could ask Craig what he's laughing about. Why
No. You said you go under the table and speak. Under the table is not a nice place to be, Freddie.
Oh, under the table? Isn't it contextually on a man got a gun shooting up in a building, one under the table? And when the police come, they ask you where you were. You say, I was under the table.
Okay. Just be careful when you go under there.
Under the table. So, in case you just joined me, I have 7 of these T-shirts to give away. Those are my preliminary remarks. I come back when Craig comes back, but there's so many things to say. The phone lines are open. Just call. Craig?
Good night, viewers. There's so much happening in Guyana, and so many angles we can take. What is interesting though, Freddie, is this little argument about the opposition leader not being appointed. Friday, I think it was, PNC had a press conference. And in the press conference, it gave the impression as though PNC does not see the naming of the opposition leader as urgent, because they said, which is indeed true anyway, that there are cases when opposition leaders have not been named for the first sitting nor the second sitting, and they have been named later on after Parliament is convened. What the Constitution says clearly, though, in clear language, you don't have to be a lawyer to understand it, in clear language, that the parliamentary opposition have to consult all the parties in opposition must consult in naming the opposition leader. And in fact, based on law, any of those, the opposition leader does not necessarily have to come from WIN. Any of those people could become the opposition leader.
You're
So we're going to take this call. Good evening. You're onto the program. The person they just hung up. Right. So, what I detect though, Freddie, when you look at the first sitting, the APNU did not vote for deputy speaker. They did not support the opposition's nominee for deputy speaker. And that is suggesting to me that they either have not been meeting or they have been meeting but not coming to agreement on any specific body of work. And if they continue like that, it's a long, long road to travel, because 5 years in those terms is a long time. And to have opposition seemingly bickering, I don't think it speaks well for the opposition. For example, the other day, I saw an interview with the designated leader of the opposition, Mr. Asudin Mohammed, when they asked him about whether he's prepared to nominate people for GCOM. And he said, yeah, we got three. And even for that, even though it is his prerogative, the Constitution clearly says he nominates 3 people or gives the president 3 names after consultation with the parliamentary. And from my understanding, no such consultation has occurred. and the leading opposition party has already identified 3 people. I mean, it is suggesting to me that what the opposition is fighting against. Good evening, you're onto the program.
Good evening, Leonard.
Hi.
I have an issue with some of the policemen in Guyana. My wife just touched them in Guyana on Saturday, and just as she came out with my nephew in a Prado, right? The police stopped them and said, "You have a beautiful car here. You probably have a lot of money," and they're asking her for money. What's going on with this police force? My wife was very upset.
Well,
they're supposed to have the body camera on them.
Yeah, I think based on the rules, as long as you engage a member of the public, you should turn on your body cam. Based on the rules as well, once a police is not part of a covert operation, they should have their badge with their name and number on full display.
These were 2 guys, she said, 2 guys.
In uniform?
In uniform, stopped them just as they came out of the airport, where you make the turn to come on the eastbound.
Yeah.
Where the sign is that I love Guyana. They just stopped them.
Well, why she didn't take out her camera and start to film them?
She said she was upset. She got nervous.
And what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Yeah, they asked. Well, my nephew had to give them some money, and my wife was very upset. She told him not to give them, but he said they had to go.
Listen, these people were on foot patrol, or they were in a car or something.
The car. She said a car.
And she got the number of the car.
She's so confused. She didn't do none of those.
Does the vehicle she was in, it got front cameras or anything like that?
No.
Oh, well, I figured this is
the problem is what are the president said that the police shouldn't be taking any bribe or anything, and still yet they're doing stuff.
That is so, and the if the habit continue, what I know is that once it is reported and you have credible evidence or information concerning it, I can assure you that action will be taken.
Okay.
But if she if she don't have any evidence, then I'm not sure this could go further.
What time was that?
She got in there about 9 o'clock in the night.
She should still make a report to what you call the OPR, Office of Professional Responsibility.
Your nephew didn't see the car license or anything at all?
I didn't ask them. They didn't tell me. But I'm going to call them back tonight and I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to tell them to go make a report.
If they make a report to Office of Professional Responsibility, the police, they got cameras at that same junction.
Your nephew said how much he gave them?
No, he didn't say.
Right? The police got cameras at that same junction. That is 1. 2, the police would have to determine what patrol they sent out at that time. And so there is some amount of investigation could be done.
The airport, before you go, the airport is designated even outside of the Venezuelan threat. Airports are globally designated as security areas. So every airport, every airport, its perimeters and parameters would have cameras.
No, well, this is a good distance from the airport.
This is a stop.
No, he said just as they come out the airport. That whole vicinity is that whole vicinity is a security area because they have military installations.
Where the sign says "I love Guyana."
They have surveillance cameras there. Now, the surveillance camera would pick up your nephew giving him the money through the window. I think you should take the matter up further. Okay. Even though it's a little far from the airport, that area, because of the military installation they have there, and because the airport is there, they would have security cameras. And once your nephew gave him the money through the window and he takes it, the cameras will pick that up. I think you should pursue it.
Okay, I'll call her tonight and tell her.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Good.
Bye.
Yeah, take care.
So, something I wanted to tell you that I saw with Sheriff Duncan, and I'm wondering if Duncan did that on his own, or there's been a meeting of the PNC that says, listen, we got to distance ourselves from Win. Duncan did one of those things that with a bell, and he was putting some serious slash on Azzuddin Mohammed. Yeah. Or when he entered Parliament, he went after Mohammed. Now he is a PNC parliamentarian, and unless he's given free rein to say that, why would he say it if the party's position is not to split the opposition? And he was very facetious about Azzuddin. I have it. I will send it to you. I don't know if you saw it. I will send it to you. I will send it to you. And I think that's an indication that the PNC may go after Win.
I am not sure.
Well, Duncan went after them.
I am not sure what is the benefit of that. Really, I probably got to think it through.
There is one benefit.
I probably got to think it through.
Well, I will tell you what's the benefit. I believe they went too far in identifying with Win, and before the election and after the election, there's a creeping exodus toward Win. If it's not physically, it's psychologically, and it's continuing. Now, Azzuddin Mohammed was invited to a strictly Christian African church in Berbice. That's a church where I would think 5-10 years ago, the people who attended it would have voted for the PNC and be sympathetic to the PNC. And he got a very, very good reception. And it must have stirred the temperament of the PNC. The benefit I think they have of that is that they need to say there's an opposition named the PNC, and they need to distance the opposition PNC from the Win PNC for one reason only, one seminal paramount reason. PNC supporters and African Guyanese who do not support the PPP are finding something gravitational or attractive to Win, and the PNC has to step in, else it's going to continue.
The stepping in and the method of stepping in would also be important. Good evening, you're onto the program.
Yeah, pleasant good evening to you, Brother Leonard, and your host. The matter that was just here, very unfortunate, and I hope that if it's true that they pursue it, because I think they will have cameras, so they should try to pursue it, because really and truly you don't want those type of things to be festering. But there's an alarming, there's something that I observe the police in recent times, and also it seems to be prevalent in the outskirts of Georgetown, where we now see police wearing masks. I mean that is very frightening, because we have had experience in this country where people impersonate the police. Right? They impersonate the police in wearing uniform and other things. And now, if you're going to get a situation where police is wearing masks, I mean, that is very frightening.
But you have to tell us, you can't just say a police had a shirt off, a police was combing his hair, a police was having a hamburger or hot dog, a police wearing mask. What are the circumstances, or what is the context?
But I'm telling you, Freddie, that police is wearing ski mask. Is that a secret?
What in the pursuit of crime as part of patrol? Because I drive.
When they patrol, when they're doing these sometimes you see when they do these drug operations, you see when they're doing you see videos.
But that's why I'm asking you. Well, now you're answering the question. They're wearing masks when they
went to arrest Azudin, some of them are masks.
Well, you see, you've now answered the question. The way you put it is that police just wearing masks. You said there are two circumstances in which police wear masks: when they're doing drug raid, and then you particularize the Azudin Mohammed. Prior to those two, I have not seen the police wearing masks in any operation. But I'd like you to know it's standard operating procedure for SWAT and FBI when they go on raids to wear masks. And that you could just Google it, and you will see operations with the police wearing masks. And
the practice practice is also pervasive in Trinidad, right in the Caribbean here, and so on.
All right, I understand the explanation, but when people turn up and they say people
no, it doesn't. It don't mean that your point is invalid, because I am about to support your point to a degree. In that, I would have liked if the SOPs would say that a police should only wear masks if they're in full uniform. You don't want them wearing CV clothes and mask at the same time, right? Or the other way around, they must be in clearly identifiable police vehicle or something to that effect. Otherwise, what you are saying, the point you are trying to make, that other people could impersonate the police with a mask, and then they can boldly face a camera and all of that, and you can't identify them. So some of these safeguards should be in place. That would be my support of what you're saying. But to say police should not wear masks on some sensitive operations, I gonna have some difficulty supporting that wholly.
Well, it's standard operating police procedure. They wear masks in certain types of operations.
Yeah,
and that's a global procedure.
Well, then the SOP should be made public so that the public will know when they should wear masks and when they can't wear masks.
Right.
Because frankly speaking, I in a vehicle and somebody come to me with a mask. I mean,
or maybe they don't wear it in those kind of situations, and I don't think they do. I think the two situations you have outlined is quite normal. They go on drug raids and they wear masks.
No, I saw a video where they were dealing with the minors in the interior, and these people that are on jeans and that and gun and all this type of thing, and some of the people were resisting, and they people say them as police.
Yeah,
but there's nothing there to say that
they're police. That is the part I got. That is the part I got issues with. If you're going on a police raid and you just got on a jeans and a t-shirt and a mask and a long gun, I mean, I understand you're inviting a retaliation. So
anyway, another point quickly, another quick point. The GCOM issue, I mean, I would have loved for this matter to go to court. I don't know if it will end up in court, but I want this matter to be ventilated in court because I have a difficulty with where every time an opposition will change, the GCOM commissioners will have to change, because we have had situation in Ghana where opposition leaders have changed. We had a change, and we didn't see any change in the personnel.
Not
So
the
for this thing
not
to
the
come up now,
opposition leader, you know. The party. Not simply the so when the opposition
But
was
we-
changed from Harmon to Norton, you didn't need a change, or you didn't even need to discuss a change. But when the opposition leader changes from Apnu to Win, we got a different issue.
well, we had PP in power, right? We had PP in power in 2015, and then the PPP became the opposition leader. Jack you became the new opposition leader, new party. I didn't see the change around the personnel.
Then it became a fait accompli in the sense that everything flipped and you just flip around everybody. So the government would have, if things are going the way people are asking for it to go now, what would have happened then? The government would have had to recall or ask the members to resign as opposition members and then reappoint them as government.
No,
But it was just
if they-
accepted as a fait accompli as it was flipped.
Anyway, I don't believe they should change, because I think when a person make a constitutional appointment for me is where it says a constitutional appointment. Because when you're in a constitutional office, you are there supposed to be impartial. I mean, that's
So
the
who you
objective.
who you
Sometimes they don't be impartial, but that's the objective.
but I mean, some level of morality and common sense come in. Why I am an opposition leader, I won more seats in the opposition than a smaller party, and 3 commissioners sit down and represent my party in GCOM. How is that?
No, but they don't represent a party. I don't think they represent a party.
Sir,
What do you
that
represent?
wouldn't be accurate.
What do you represent?
Follow me on this. These 3 constitutional appointments are different from all others. And you got to go back to the Carter formula. When Carter come
Anyway,
together, it was
I
never...
accept the explanation. This is why he said I want to go to court. I think you should go to court.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you should go.
possibly. But I could only share with you my understanding. And my understanding, it was
And
never
then
intended for them to be...
The next difficulty I have, if that is the case, if that is the strong point that everybody is raising, the chairman cannot be left out.
The chairman has a different route to the 3 commissioners.
She cannot be left out. No, she cannot be left out.
No, that is his...
Also have a role.
I think he
also have a role how she
understands.
gets to the office.
The
All right.
opposition leader,
He
the
also have a
opposition
role
leader,
how she gets into the office.
The
He has a role to
opposition-
play.
the opposition leader nominates 3 GCOM commissioners, and the chairperson goes by a different route. It's
He
not the
nominates
same
6.
thing.
He nominates 6 and the president pick 1. He nominates 6 and the president pick 1. He also has a role there.
You know the last time, I don't know if you know, the opposition leader did not pick the GCOM chairperson. It was Mr. Granger that suggested this is something that has been obscured and have not discussed by the academics. Do you know in the year 2020, it was not Mr. Jagdeo that selected Claudette Singh and gave the name to Granger? It was the other way around. In fact, it should not have been. But Mr. Jagdeo said, all right, look, we need to have this election going, and he accepted that. Do you know that?
I think the CCJ send them back to work out the problems and find a chairperson. After there were a lot of problems with the 6 and the 6 and the 6, when the case reached the CCJ send them back, the president and the leader opposition, to work out the difference and find a chairman.
No, sir. No.
Yes,
sir.
The CCJ send them back.
Sir, let me tell you.
Read the judgment.
Sir,
Read the judgment.
let me tell you what the CCJ did. The CCJ declared that the president could not arbitrarily select a chairman of GCOM. That's what he did, which means that the opposition leader has to do it, but the president has to agree. That is what he sent them back to do.
Well, and you put up a name and Jack, do you agree with it?
But that was not.
There's an agreement. In my book, there's an agreement.
That is not a constitutional agreement. You seem to want to have things at your convenience.
No. I just say I think it should have court.
The Constitution is clear. The opposition leader gives the name to the president. He is under no obligation to accept it, but he cannot come up with his nomination in 2020. In 2020, Granger did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Thanks for coming through. The thing is this: why, and you use the term morality. Why morality comes in here, and I don't want to say trumps the Constitution, but that might be the term
morality
to use.
Should trump everything.
That would be the term to use. And it is clear that the agreement is that these people are there to represent a party and party interests and not thing. Good evening, you're onto the program.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're onto the program.
Like that fellow just talking just now was he talking about the 65 and the thing when he got to court. You know what the issue was about when he got to court?
There were several issues. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but he didn't know everything was going on. He didn't know everything was going on when he got to the CCJ and everything. He just started something stupid.
Well, essentially, what he is saying that I think, Freddie, in what he is saying, in my opinion, shows that he has an understanding of the two sides of the argument, and he believes it cannot end with arguing back and forth, and he wants it to go to court. That is what he's saying. So I think he appreciates the arguments, and he understands that you can't end here, and he wants it to go to court.
Well,
that's what he is saying.
No, but he gave a preface before he said go to court. He said that if you're appointed, right, it's a constitutional appointment, and you should be accepted as an opposition appointment. But you corrected him by saying the people in there represent a party.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're not just opposition appointed constitutional members. They're appointed by an opposition party that is real, live, and has a name.
Yeah.
And I think he wants them to go to court to say, once you're appointed, which is what Mrs. Alexander is saying most unambiguously with pellucid energy. And he's saying clearly, he's ignoring any aspect of morality, of obligation. He's saying the Constitution says you're a permanent lifelong member. Change the thing, but don't tell me I must step down. So he gives no recognition that, man, you can't be representing a party that don't want you. He's not.
No, all right. Because let me tell you something, right? If their man going, Win going now, them is the opposition leader. Their man have to select them the people who they want to put at the GCOM level.
Yes, Sanjeev Dartadin said it, and he's right. Once you take principles and you put political convenience on it, that's the end of civilization. The principle is that a party named Win, won 16 seats. No one who hates Win or hates Azzuddin Mohammed can wish that away. Now, if Win wins 16 seats, the man got the party, not the man. His party has to.
He got to appoint his person.
And he should be given that right. Sanjeev Dattadin says it clearly. Dattadin is a PPP member of parliament. So this Alexander thing is going to go on, and I don't know where it's going to end.
Well, that is why the guy is saying, let it go to court, right?
Can't go to court.
It can't
go to court.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Depends on who.
If you the opposition, and you got 16 seats and you got 14, which one will be the opposition?
Yeah, the opposition. It doesn't have to go till there. The opposition, the majority opposition party, after consultation with other opposition parties, name their commissioners. Yeah. So what Win has to do is come up with 3 names and go to the PNC and say, I'd like these 3 people.
This is the commission.
And Alexander could blow high or blow low.
Right. All right then, thank you.
Yeah. I have a little different view from yours. I believe Azzuddin Win only got 4 more seats than the PNC up north. And I would prefer to see a negotiated position where Win recognize that 12 is a significant part of the opposition, and they go with 2-1.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Hello, good evening. You're onto the program.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard. You know, I don't be listening to this program, but they got some people who want democracy conveniently. Like the previous caller, the previous. They still lose, the PNC lose, or the APNO lose, but they still want this thing there, bring the 3 people from the representing the PNC for staying there. Listen what I'm saying, and you listen to me. Nature does walk with you and it does walk against you. I listen Mr. Kissoon and James Bond was speaking, and like Mr. Kissoon have a little soft spot for the PNC, but it's time for the PNC go. They do a lot of stupidness in this country. You see who the people vote for? The people didn't vote for the people come out and vote for Win convincingly. So Mr. Alexander and Trotman and the one named Carbon, they have to go out the place and let the man pick his own people and put them there. I don't sign for the PNC. The PNC do a lot of stupidness in this country. That's my take.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for coming through, boss.
Just in case you get another call, I've got 7 of these T-shirts on patriotic T-shirts that we should wear. I've got 7 of them to give away. I've got them from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I have them right here this evening, so you could drop by the studio before 10 o'clock and collect it, or you could call me on my cell phone, 614-5927. I've got 7 of them.
You got to open the shirt like this. Oh, the green's still not showing.
Well, it's a Venezuelan
No, I thought, yeah.
Pro Guyana anti-Venezuela T-shirt. We all should wear it. I've got 7 to give away. The size is large, but the large is small. So if you want a large size, it wouldn't fit you.
Right.
So just call me, 614-5927. I've got 7 of them here in a bag. And when I'm driving home this evening, you can stop me and collect them. Go 1 each. So good. So let's
yeah.
The phone lines are open. Call and let's chat about anything. It's been an interesting discussion on the GCOM, the 3 GCOM commissioners. I believe that if you have 2 opposition parties, Win should give one of the GCOM commissioners to the PNC. I am clear about that, and I am not, that for me is a non-negotiable position. You can't have a parliamentary party with 16, another with 12, and the 16 nominates all the three
Yeah, it's like a winner take all. The same thing you're fighting against is the same thing you.
Of course, Granger did that.
Hi, good evening. You're onto the program.
Good evening. I think what is happening, the GCOM configuration did not foresee opposition scenario where there are more than one opposition parties. So it catered for, even when you add up no AFC, that was a coalition. So that was all good. And so it did not cater for this present configuration of the parliament. And so I share Mr. Craig's view. Wynne has 16 seats. APNU has 12, but the commissioners are called opposition commissioners. So I don't think it can ever be fair for all the commissioners to come from Wynne.
No.
So
it says that Wynne should give one to the PNC.
Yeah, but part of it though, let me say this, and I hope PNC people listening, part of it though is karma. Because
Granger took all three.
Yeah,
APNU
because
took all three.
when AFC was in Parliament and they say we got significant numbers in Parliament, let us sit down and talk and nominate one person. Granger, they wouldn't have it. Even in coalition. Even Trevor inside of the coalition.
AFC nominated Trevor Williams.
You were part of the AFC, so you might know.
And I know for sure.
Between a rock and a hard place. So when he chose Trotman, it was still showing a collaborative approach in that all were not PNC people. All
chose
were
what?
PNC people.
Trotman.
PNC took
Trotman
all,
came from WPA.
but Trot came from the WPA.
Yeah, but no. There was no WPA opposition.
Exactly.
Legally, there was one party that entered.
No, it came from APNU. And it was APNU plus AFC. So I hear your point, but your point isn't valid. And on top of that, WPA has not had a seat in Parliament for the longest while.
No, but sometime during the life 12 Parliament, before fallout came, they were part of the coalition, APNU coalition.
Exactly.
They were part of that hand.
Exactly.
When Trotman was nominated to be a GCOM commissioner, all people, as for the want of a better word, power sharing here at the PA is given.
Yeah, but WPA is part of APNU.
Themselves.
There was no WPA parliamentarian. There was no party that entered the 2020 election or the 2050 election under WPA. It was a legally recognized party by GCOM called APNU.
APNU plus AFC.
Who made up APNU?
Well, it doesn't matter.
APNU went as a separate party.
It doesn't matter who make up. They registered at GCOM as APNU.
Yes, it's one party regardless of how it's made up.
I'm saying your point, but I am saying here is a different dynamics that never saw before governance in the legislative and shifted, and so our minds has so when got up no one to say.
No,
I'm kind of agreeing with Ken Craig.
All right.
Because the commissioners are not
I understand your agreement. I understand your agreement with me. But as much as you agree with me, I think your agreement is out of convenience.
No,
right,
it's
Freddie?
not out of convenience.
Not in your mind?
They are opposition commissioners. They are not.
No, I agree with you, but all I am saying to you is that the AFC has been arguing for this position all the way back
anyway,
since 2006.
Let's make a long story short. We agree with you, and I agree with you.
Yeah, we
and
do.
My position on that is incontrovertible.
Yeah, and my position. That's my position.
Two opposition parties. They should share the GCOM commission.
And that was my
one
position
for PNC,
since
2 for Win.
That was my position since 2006 when AFC got 6 or 7 seats. But I am saying to you as well, while that is my position, part of this that is happening right now is a PNC karma that they got to live with. Or that they might have to live with.
You are part of the AFC and you are privy to info that I am not. So I learned something tonight that karma has come home. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a point that was being argued since 2006. When the AFC said, look, we got a thing, don't ignore us. Even when AFC went into a partnership with, you got APNU plus AFC, and then when the seat wasn't vacant, AFC didn't say anything. When the seat became vacant, AFC say, consider us. And Granger send a little note to the AFC, say, send me a name. And you send the name, and Granger just ignore the name. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good night, Mr. Kissoon, Mr. Craig.
Hi, sir.
How are you doing?
Good,
Mr. Craig, I'm just trying to get an update on the thing from the NIS. Did you make any progress?
If I tell you what, yeah, I am almost certain that they made some progress, but if I tell you something, these last 2 weeks, I wasn't myself, and I actually didn't do much checking back. But as I sit here, I cannot conceive of a situation where most of those things are not discharged, right? But it's just myself unable to go back and check on it. But I can assure you, I got some time this week, and I will pursue it. But the last 2 weeks, I was out of it, like completely out of it. And I accept my apologies for that. Accept my apologies. But this week but as I said, the information, as I collect them from you guys, I pass them on to NIS, and I cannot conceive that 2 weeks has passed and they didn't find solution for most of these things. I can't conceive of it, but I will follow it up.
Yeah, because I told you he was in the country and he went into it. I'll keep telling him. Well, he's out back. He's gone back to all they tell you they're with compliance. That's all they tell you they're with compliance, and then they're doing nothing.
Okay. I'll follow up. Don't worry.
All right, thanks. Because he's listening to the program, you know. He's not telling our Carla, you know. He's listening to the program. He's know that the Carla get through. Because tell you, the Carla doesn't get through.
All right. Thanks for coming through, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, brothers.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I can't believe, I won't believe anybody if they tell me that these things weren't worked on. Hey, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard, Mr. Kissoon. I think that some part we were part of a school of thought where we pay high regards to morality. Yeah. That being said, I think that PPP and the PNC made some mistakes in the past in the sense where they just assume that we've changed guard, we've president, we turn opposition, and we just leave them in. What I think should be done, what I think should have been done, is that everybody resign and then be reappointed if that is necessary. That should keep the office in the understanding that you're here only because of the party that sent you there. Secondly, I don't understand Mr. Alexander's position, but the fellow made a point to one of your callers, and it seems like I don't understand the court, so take it to the court so that we could have a final answer and done with that. Lastly, I'd like to ask a question because I don't, with social media and media right now, I don't understand what's true and what's false. If it is true that Mr. Muhammad's vehicles insurance has lapsed or whatever, could the government intervene and tell insurance not to do so? If not, why is that happening? Thank you. Let's make comment up here.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming through. Let me give a quick explanation. In Guyana, insurance companies are considered financial organizations, and they're subject to the same regulations as banks or similar regulations as banks. And if they don't want expose themselves to that risk, they could refuse to sell insurance to a particular person, and the insurance companies have not sold insurance to the Mohammeds. And I think that is the issue there. Good evening. Thanks for coming through.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, you're on the program.
Yes. 10 years ago, I bought a car from Trans, and I decided to sell the car. The registration that GRA gave me at that time, right? When I decide to sell it now, the GRA now telling me that that's a photocopy registration.
Okay, let me tell you what is the GRA's procedure. The GRA's procedure is when you are transferring a car or selling a car. I know this because I was involved in giving my daughter's car to her cousin. We give two of our cars freely. You have to get you have to submit the original registration. So each car has an original registration. That's what they're saying. But where is the original registration from?
Not the original registration. That's the registration that they gave me.
Well,
wait, hold on. Let me hold on. Which registration they give you when and where?
Who is they? Trans or GRA?
GRA give you
in Georgetown.
GRA give you a registration when and
in
for
Georgetown,
what? A registration when you were doing what?
When I purchased the vehicle.
But that's the original registration.
Yeah,
that's
they're
what he's
telling me now that's a photocopy registration.
They told you it's a photocopy registration? No, sir.
Let me ask you
when you buy a car, you have to register it with GRA.
Hold on, Fred.
How could that be a photocopy?
You're referring to one of those handwritten registrations?
Yes, on the registration, it have like a blue ink pen written on it.
And the blue ink they're calling photocopy?
Yes, that's what they call photocopy.
It looks to you like a photocopy?
No, it's not a photocopy. That is what I have since I purchased the vehicle from GRA in Georgetown.
And you didn't ask to see a supervisor or something?
No, I didn't ask to see the supervisor. To be honest, if you check the number, I'm out of the country. I sold a car when I was in the country, right?
Mm.
Now we give them all the paperwork. When I give them the paperwork, they never told me that or said that, you know, this is I need the original. Let me say like you have a problem with the registration.
But stop
they
there.
took all the information. They never tell me I'm out of the country now because I live overseas now, right? And I sell the car to a guy in Guyana. Now they're telling me that that's a photocopy registration.
Stop there, sir. I have had several cars. I'm sure Craig has. I don't know what is going on in your case, but I know when you buy a car, you have to register to GRA. The first stage is you take it and to examine the engine and the chassis, and when that is done,
everything they did all that.
Then you get a paper. You get a paper stating name of owner, time of ownership, chassis thing, engine, color of car. That I know is what GRA give people. I have had that several times. I'm sure. I don't know that. I don't know how they could give you a photocopy. I don't understand that.
No, he isn't saying that.
That's what they give me, but they're saying no photocopy, and that's a 10-year ago.
You know the old
anyway,
registration
what they're
that you
telling me
write
to
down?
do now.
Mm-hmm. You got make an affidavit.
You got go yeah.
I have to make an affidavit that
you lost the
registration.
Yeah. And there's a man
they're telling me to do something that didn't happen though. That's the point, you know.
Yeah.
I wish I could follow up this case, because if it's issued by GRA, that is GRA's document. GRA can't tell you that's a photocopy. A photocopy is when you take an original document and photocopy it. You know, it's a pity you're out.
You will see.
It's a pity you're outside.
You will see when a document photocopy.
It's a pity you're outside. I would have taken up this matter for you. You can't get a document from GRA and it's a photocopy. No matter how much it's old, it has to be an original document.
Yes, and even we ask them to retrieve our document back, right? At the GRA, they say no, I cannot retrieve my document and stuff like that.
Do you know the name of the person you're dealing with?
This situation happened at Skeldon GRA.
Oh, I thought it was Georgetown. I would have intervened. It was Georgetown.
No, not in George. When I bought the car, I bought it from Trans, and the transaction at that time when I received the registration was in Georgetown.
The more you live, the more you hear.
You're saying that GRA is refusing to give you back the documents that you submitted?
Yes.
Even the original, what you were referring to, the original that they are calling.
No.
They're not giving that back to you either.
When we went there, they show us the document. Because I'm overseas now, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy that bought the car, he went there. I said, "Yo, collect back the document." He said, "No, they're not giving, but they show him the document."
How did that there? Look, sir. I am finding your story.
I'm not lying.
But I'm finding your story extraordinary. The GRA,
extraordinary because that's it. What business is it? Happening in GRA.
Look, what business is a GRA?
When I went there,
Hold a second. Hold a second.
Three of them have to come and identify me to see me take off my hat. To me, so when I have my ID card, I have my name.
I have transferred 2 cars.
No, well, you're lucky. I'm sharing my experience.
But some things are so extraordinary. If you're transferring a car to your friend and you don't have your particular papers and you give some papers to GRA, why would they keep it when it's none of their business and you can't get the transfer? So if they keep your documents, what are they keeping it for?
They tell me to make an affidavit now. And they don't want to give it, say that it done, the process is so far or something like that.
Yeah, this is strange.
That's all. I really don't understand.
I would like to see
what I could do, Mr. Freddie, if you want.
Your problem.
I could take your number and let the guy that I sell the car give, if he could call you, if you could help him out.
Transforming a car is a very simple thing. Either you sell it, or either it's a deed of gift. In my case, it was a deed of gift. My daughter gave her.
No, I sold mine.
I think the problem arises by you're out of the country, selling a property, selling a car, selling your house. It's no complicated thing. There are steps that you take. I don't understand how you sell your car and there's all this confusion and the people keep your documents.
It's only one confusion. They're saying that the registration is photocopy.
No, there's a second confusion. You're saying that they keep your personal documents so they won't give you back. So there's a second confusion.
Yeah, that's what they said. Exactly.
So you agree now there's 2 sets of confusion?
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for coming through, man. Thanks for
All
coming
right,
through.
good, thanks.
I think we hear some stories that come over that, it's very hard to believe. Selling a car.
No. This one is not hard to believe, Freddie.
No, what is hard to believe is keeping his documents. What he does, he give the documents and they say, you have to get ABC. And he said he got ABC and the matter end there. Why would they keep his documents?
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Please turn your device down completely.
Yeah, it's off.
Okay, good. Go right ahead.
Good night, Freddie. Yeah. Craig, good night.
Good night, sir.
Freddie and Craig, I think they should get a legislation to see like how you can get Cuban citizen and be in parliament. They should form a legislation and get no sanction man in parliament and the whole edict done. And between APNU and the PNC, they got the amount of seats.
I hear you.
I hope
that might be an ideal situation in that people who are However, we got to be careful. That is something I would proceed with caution, and not just with caution, ensure that it is widely debated or discussed, because you don't want a situation where, because America and their foreign policy, you don't want a situation where America determine who sit in parliament for your country and say, okay, so if they don't want a particular person in our parliament, they just say who issue a sanction for him, because the Guyana law says if a man is sanctioned, he can't sit in parliament. So I hear you. I don't fully disagree, but all I'm saying is we got to discuss this thing and we got to proceed with caution.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying?
But I hope you understand what I am saying too.
America could sanction our country because sanction man in parliament. We could start to get some pressure. And America would not sanction somebody wrongfully.
Okay.
Right?
Well, you really don't know American foreign policy.
No. America, look, the policeman gets sanctioned because of drugs. Right?
No, I'm not talking about criminal sanctions alone,
You're going to hear, Freddie, and you're going to hear when some magistrates and judges start to get sanctioned in this country. You hear what? When they take sides and go wrong, America watching, the big brother watching us, I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, thanks for the little time.
Yeah. Thanks for coming through.
All right, then. Bye-bye.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Freddie?
That if a person is sanctioned, he can't enter parliament, you got to call. I know how you could.
Right, good evening. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, Freddie, good evening. I am calling in reference to the traffic on the East Coast in the morning. I think it is very backward for you to have functioning traffic light and you get the police them manning the traffic light, building up the traffic for a very long distance. I have recognized when the roundabout is now open at Ogle, they used to have police manning the roundabout as well, but that has been changed. Getting the traffic to flow very freely, everybody where they go through. So I would have thought that, wisdom would have prevailed where the police would have allowed the traffic lights to work on their own and let everybody wait their turn, because I know when the police are there, the traffic lights the traffic seems to be building up.
No, but there's another side to that, though.
Yeah, it goes two ways.
There's another side to that.
Yeah.
You could also have a long build-up of traffic because
of the light.
the light, when the light says go, only a certain amount of car go. And then it keeps building up. If you have a traffic cop, then he eases the congestion on 4 sides. Because I've seen with a traffic light, I live at the corner of UG Road and Railway Embankment, and I look out my window and see traffic lights working, but the backup from UG Road on Railway Embankment going west is long. Now what the traffic cop does, he eases that by allowing that long line to go, because it can never get short, because cars keep joining it, and
at a higher rate than the lights could.
Right, and so no.
So sir,
if you look at the logic in it, Freddie, you're gonna stop 40 coming vehicle for 3 vehicle parts. Look at the time that you'll be losing. When
I think it's situational. No, I think you're making a theoretical point. I think you're making a situational.
I have gone through that many times. It took me like over 1 hour.
But I just explained to you, and Craig explained to you, because.
No, but I'm there practically when there's no traffic, I pass through.
All right, that's a situational versus the theoretical. The situational is in your favor, that you can't stop the traffic for just 3 cars, but you also.
But Freddie, I'm telling you, practically going through where there is a police. Every time there is a police at the traffic light, the traffic is building up. Anybody can go and do the practical, go and do the research and see which one you're gonna be more effective.
No. My experience is different from you. I just told you where I live.
Let's end it.
Also, no, you have a traffic light at Manripo, you get one at BV, right? No, when you stop the traffic, when the traffic light at BV, you stop the vehicle at BV, and the traffic light at Manripo says to go. You can't go across because over the vehicle in front of you behind the traffic light, the lane already filled, and you cannot go over.
Well, I'll tell you my experience. I live at Turkine, and could you listen, please? Could you listen, please? I live at Turkine. I take the UG Road going north. And if there wasn't a traffic policeman there, UG Road to get onto the Rupert Craig Highway, because of how the traffic lights operate, that line would stretch way to UG, and in many cases it does. I come out of my home, catch UG Road, and the traffic keeps building up. It's good thing we have a traffic cop there, and he eases that congestion.
Fred, I watch all of that.
But I don't think we can get through to you.
Let's end this here, sir.
On the road, and I know when there's no traffic light, when there's no police at this traffic light, everybody move freely.
All right.
Same thing with the roundabout. Same thing with the roundabout. Because you go over
we just explained to the man.
No, but not the matter. I'm saying it happened to every people who feels it, knows it. Not what
and so I don't know it. I don't see through my window. Okay, no. You can't convince you, sir. You can't convince me.
Freddie, with the, I don't know if you all didn't recognize what the guy is telling you there. There's some sort of corruption from the inception. Make these people hold that guy's the GRA certificate. It has to be some sort of corruption because somebody tried to do something. That's why they're talking about some duplicate this and duplicate that. Here, next thing with GR2, Freddie, it's disgusting to know that I went to register my car was Friday, and I give a Scotia Bank ATM, but then they give me a Republic Bank receipt, and then the Republic Bank gonna charge me now for Scotia Bank using their ATM thing. So I don't think that is fair what GTM is what GRA is doing. I think they should have.
Okay, I hear you. Got another point?
No, I was saying I think that it's unfair because why should a big entity like GRA, we have so many banks with their ATM, why don't they have all the various type of banks machine there so that if I bring a Republic Bank or a Citizens Bank, that is the thing you're going to use for my service because now GRA
This is something I would wish very much to explain.
Pardon me?
This is something I'd wish very much to explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Two things to consider. One, I consider myself an activist against commercial banking in Guyana. For the way they
I've done more than 10 years of columns in that.
For the way they transact their business. So this that I'm saying to you is coming from somebody who is a perennial critic of commercial banks in Guyana and the way they conduct their business.
And it's also conducted with class bias.
Having said that though, I want you to understand something. If you go to Trinidad and you transact ATM business, there is a service that is called Links. And all the local banks sign on to Links and you can take money from any bank's ATM and once they sign on to Link.
They've understood.
But here what happening? Hold on to me. What the Guyanese banks have done, instead of starting their own service similar to Trinidad or bringing the Trinidadian service or something, they use Visa instead. And the general rule is that whichever bank Visa terminal is there, you don't need 7 or 8 terminals from 7 or 8 banks. You go through that one, and the clearinghouse in Guyana for Visa terminals is Scotiabank. So any other bank's card that you use would have to go through Scotia, because you remember the Mohammeds were sanctioned and they can't do any transaction in any bank in Guyana?
Yes, I know.
Because these banks got to go through something you call, for the want of a better term, a clearinghouse or a central location that processes information in the various countries. And if that central location or that central transfer system is removed, the entire country suffers. And so for Guyana, the gateway to Visa transaction is through Scotia.
No, but then I use Scotia, but they give me a Republic Bank receipt, so I have to pay Republic Bank.
Maybe the terminal, the Visa terminal, at that location is a Republic Bank terminal.
What is a GRA? I paid for a transaction that took place at GRA.
Yeah, understood, but they probably have a Republic Bank terminal, and the banks have an interbank agreement.
But they have to pay GRA. That shouldn't be. That should not
okay,
be.
we gone over it 5 minutes.
Banks, if it's Cirrus, MasterCard, whatsoever, if the logo is on that, let me say if you're taking money from ATM or what, you can use your MasterCard at any ATM that has MasterCard.
Yeah, but you also pay a service charge, sir.
Okay.
No, but then when you use another bank, let me say if the MasterCard is at Scotia Bank, right? And Scotia main ATM card is MasterCard, you don't have to pay. But now, seeing that this is a Scotia Bank's Visa card, and I use it at Republic Bank, there is a service. It happened to me many times.
Okay, sir. Okay, other people want to come too. Yeah, you gone over time.
They should have a Scotia
okay.
Bank.
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. Okay, so thanks a lot. Other people want to come in.
I hear him, but I don't fully agree, and you know that I do criticize these banks, but I agree to an extent, and I could explain the extent that I agree to. Hi, good evening.
Hi, Mr. Good evening, sir. Two quick questions. I'll talk back to you later about the NIS issues because I'm one of the persons and I heard you telling the guy that you're going to check later in the week. Secondly, I would like to find out, is there any word about the census that was done so long ago? Is there anything you guys can do? Let us hear from you guys sometime.
All right. I would ask some questions.
Yes.
I hear you on that, and I would ask some questions as to what's happening with it, when it's going to be released, and so on. And where it is, and so on. I'm gonna ask some questions.
I'd be grateful. And the same thing about Mahesh Tani issue. I am checking online and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in relation to all of his payments up to 2025 December. It's still showing 2023, 17, 2024. Something, no more. And the same thing in relation to the claim he made, and they denied the claim and they couldn't give him an explanation. So I'd be glad to hear something.
That particular one is one that I remember. I want to pursue to the end because I don't understand that particular one.
Yes.
Right? That particular one I will most of the other ones are simple and straightforward. As I said earlier, I can't conceive I can't conceive that they were not taken care of. But
I hear
this particular one, I've given it over to them for a while now. I know it's a little troublesome, but I've got strong interest in it because there's certain things built into it that is a little unfair in my book.
Yes. I hear you. All right. Thank you. I know people are calling. Thank you very much, my friend. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The thing with the bank.
Unless I just want to get in this again. I have 7 of these T-shirts that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs give me to wear in support of our country and Venezuelan aggression. Please call me at 614-5927. I have 7 to give away. Right, it'd be nice to wear a T-shirt in support of your country. Good. So my number is 614-5927, and I have the 7 here. Good.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. Sorry, I forgot one thing. I do agree with Mr. Freddie when he talks about Apple should get one. Because just like morality came up in the conversation of Alexander should leave, morality is to tell you when they made the rule was PNC and PVP. And so somebody with 12 seats does have a right by morality to have one member there. So they should have a discussion and have one member there. And something the caller said just now that was interesting, not much debate, but America or any country doesn't have a right to dictate any countries how they run. Yeah, they use it, but it's not necessary. So if anything that should have said if he sanctioned that he should not have been in Parliament, that should have been since nomination day with GCOM. And since they didn't, then there's no rule about that. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for coming through. Yeah. What this gentleman is saying is with the bank thing again is that surprise fee and it's a where service fee go on banking and so on is $200 they charge, and that is quite a steep fee to be surprised about. So somebody to just spring up on you, you hand your card to make a payment, and then suddenly it is being paid through a different bank, and you got to pay the service fee, to just spring that on you. That is the aspect of it that I think is wrong. But the facilitating of transaction between one bank payment system and another is a desirable thing in financial architecture in a country. It's not undesirable, but we just got to the one gone. But we just got to look at the costs and some sort of rule about springing costs on people just like that. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're onto the program. Good evening.
Good night. I call in a reference to the guy that called earlier about his issues at GRA. There's two scenarios there. One is either he lost the original registration.
Good evening.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying that either he lost the registration and he sold the car with a photocopy registration, or the other scenario, or could be a lien on the car, the registration is lost somewhere. Thank you.
There could be a what? Yeah, there could be. The guy gone off, but I'm telling you, I find that very, very. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. I don't know. I could tell you though that once I had an issue with one of those handwritten registrations, the old registration with the 2 pages.
I had that
with the handwritten thing.
Yeah,
I had an issue with one once that it was written in black ink pen, and I'm telling you, it was the original. And by looking at it, it looks you could hardly detect whether it was original or copy. What?
No, you could, if that same old thing, which is what.
No. I'm telling you, in my experience, I had one. But what saved me was that there was a faint stamp, the GRA stamp. It was very, very faint, but you could see that it was original. Hello, good evening. You're onto the program.
Hello.
Good evening.
With one means that it was written in graphic pen, and I'm telling you, it was literally economic.
Hello? Sean, lower your volume. We're hearing ourselves.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Kissoon, and I forgot the other guy name.
Go right ahead.
Leonard Craig. It's on the screen.
I'm calling out of Linden. The Linden Foundation School, all right, for 2 teachers. Forevermore, week after week, day after day. She don't turn up to school, and for free for all. If she do turn up, she's for a day. She giving what they call it now, free period.
You are a parent.
I am.
Okay.
All right. But what I'm looking at, when the month comes, her salary is there fixed.
All right. Did you talk with the HM about this teacher, and did you go to the regional education department about this teacher?
No, I did not.
You probably should take those steps.
But the reason why I choose not, right? We know this country that we live in. It's a circus going around.
Is a what going around?
Circus.
It's a circus you'll be attending there.
Yeah, I hear you, but hear this, sir. The complaint you're making, right?
Yeah.
Is on a national program that goes all around the world and so on. If you see how many calls we get from Canada, USA, and so on,
yeah,
identifying up the classroom and all of that is like identifying the teacher without a right of reply. And that this might not be the best forum. We don't want to sensationalize anything. We are not the Melly Mel corner.
No, I understand what you're saying.
And so I would advise you, talk with the HM, talk with the regional thing right in Linden there. And if you still don't get any satisfaction, then you can outline your issue. I would accept your issue on WhatsApp. You send your issues on WhatsApp. I would accept and pursue it, but not before you have taken the natural steps you should.
Yeah, I agree in one sense, right? But on the other side of the coin now, you see when you highlight this thing and then they know, just like I do, and you rightly said, people watch this program here and everywhere, it will give them a wake-up call, because week after week, right, teacher and throwing up is a free fall in school. When she do throwing up, right, she get free period. Don't come to school tomorrow, don't come to school that day.
No, but sir, you neglecting your duty to your kid in not reporting this matter and seeking. You cannot have a kid as a parent and behave like that. Actually, what you're saying to me is quite unusual.
So if you had come here with this call and say, here, this is what's going on in the school with the teacher, I complained to the HM, I complained to the regional department.
Yeah, that's a different matter.
Then you come to this program, I will take up that issue right away with you. Right? But I will not encourage any further discussion on it on this program.
Yeah, thank you. I will pursue.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
Yeah, because
that one is strange. You got a call.
Yeah, I think that his call just cut off.
But that one is strange. A teacher, and I could tell you with my kid. In my kid, I don't want to call the schools. My kid, they didn't have a maths teacher and was coming on to CXC, and we made. I definitely made the complaint, and they said they will rectify it. And weeks went by and they didn't rectify it, and 7 of us moved our kids to another school. I can't see how he could just what he's saying there, and he have done nothing. Couple of the parents didn't come together and say, look, this is nonsense. Let's talk to the Region 10 education
That's another thing they could do. Find out other children and who their parents are in the same class. And
that's what we did.
If you don't want to go by yourself to say that you get personal vendetta against this teacher, go with some other parents and so he has many options. Good evening.
I'm trying to get down to Leonard, correct?
You please turn on your volume.
Yeah, I don't have on any volume.
Oh,
you guys' show is finished already?
No, hearing back at myself, but it's okay now.
Okay, what I'm calling about, because we're talking about Azadeen Mohammed, but in America, I'm a Guyanese, but what I'm saying, they should have nobody in Parliament who has criminal background. You understand?
Okay.
That's my opinion. Anybody that has anybody, and even if in their parliament and they commit a crime, they must leave parliament because they're not trustworthy anymore.
All right. One thing I must caution you with that though is a person is considered to be innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
So you are saying if somebody is found guilty of a crime.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm not just saying Azadeen Mohammed.
And it gotta be a certain type and certain level of crime, right? It can't just be.
No, it gotta be a capital crime. It's gonna be a capital crime, not just like a simple accident.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So I've been watching you guys' show almost every night. I don't miss your show. You and Freddie, I don't miss it.
Thanks for coming.
I come home and I just sit down to watch your show every night.
Yeah, man.
You guys are doing a good job and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We are Guyanese and we will be returning home, just on the right time,
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful time and God bless you both.
Thanks for coming, Joe.
You're welcome.
Good. The operator said our time has come. So what I normally do give one more call by counting to 10. So operator say our time has come. I'm counting 1 to 10. Within that 10, we take one call and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will see you on Wednesday evening with our guest. The live call-in program for Monday is finished. It's complete. Our operators have to go home. It's after 10. Thanks for being with us. I have to thank our operators. Leonard, Craig, and I have to thank our operators for being with us. We will see you on Wednesday evening, as I normally end the show saying, catch you later, man. Bye-bye.